Hi, this is Miss Cindy. I hope everybody's doing great today. I came up with an idea on my last video of something I wanted to do, so we're going to give it a shot. I believe this is something everybody can do. You just got to play around with it. Anyway, I have in front of you all my drills from Diamond Art. As you can see, I bought a lot of kits. I was given kits as gifts. I bought some on sale. But you never use all of the drills. So I needed to get them organized in some sort of order. So that's what I have in front of you. This is a 3-layer case. These are my round drills. These are my round specialty drills. And then these two small ones are the square ones. That's where I started out with square, so I don't have as many, and then I did the round, and I really like the round. Anyway, when Joann's was going out of business, I was getting steals. So I got like a dozen of these tote bags that I spent pretty much almost nothing for. And I thought I was going to try to do some sort of picture on them. This is August, and in August is when I start designing and, coming up with an idea and designing and doing a layout for a Christmas craft for a few people. So I already have that idea. I haven't started it yet. I haven't even done a prototype. And y'all usually don't see that after Christmas because I don't want the recipient to see what I'm giving them. But I thought since I had all of these tote bags that I could put like a little design with the diamond art on the tote bag, and then the gift that I'm going to give them, I would put that in the tote bag, and that'd be a cute little Christmas gift. So I've done this before. I got a grid, and I did just my name. So it was square, and it came out okay. The name you can see. So now I want to do it again. So I'm going to use the rest of and this is from Diamond Darts, the grid here, but I'm only going to use the square drills. I'm not going to use the round drills. Only because if this is going to be a gift, I want it to be as neat as possible. The round ones, it came out good, but if you look up close, it's not exactly what I wanted. So I think if I use the square drills, it would cover it a lot better, and then I could put it on the tote bag. So the idea is to come up with a design that I'm going to put on the tote bag, get the drills on, seal it, and then I'll probably cut it out and paint it on the front of there. Okay, so that's about it. Now I got to sit down and really take my time and come up with a design that I want to do. Once I think about this, I will be back and show you what I've decided, because I don't know if I want to do just one solid piece, which is going to be easier, one solid piece, or if I want to get a design and then cut them in sections and then glue the sections on here. So if I glue them in a certain way, it would still see the picture. Anyway, I haven't decided, but this is the next project I'm going to do. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible, so it's something that you guys can do too, or the kids can do. So when I get going and make up my decision and ready to go, I'll be back. Okay, so I had high hopes of doing a design and then putting it on the adhesive grid, and it's not going to work. Because this was the design I printed. I thought it would be cool if I could do a diamond. But I'm going to run into an issue if I use the square drills. It's the corners. I even cut off a small piece and tried to place the drills on the corner to see if they would line up and see if they would be even, and it's not going to work. Then I got the round drills, and I tried the same thing on the same piece of paper, and they just don't have the sharp points. So that is out the window until I can figure out how it can be done. So we are just going to be very basic, and I am just going to cut squares, to cut a piece of this in a square. I'll make sure I line up so that each section will have the same amount of squares. And I just do them different colors. And then from there, I'll just go ahead and glue it on the bag and we see how it looks. So I'm going to keep it very basic because what I wanted to do, I can see it's not going to work, at least at this point. Maybe, if I do this a little bit more often, I can find how I can get the colors to make it look like it comes to a point. But right now, I'm not going to do it. So I'm just going ahead, I'm going to cut this, and I'm not quite sure. You know what? I think I'm going to use these because I know there's a lot in here, and I'm probably going to stick with the blues since I have more blues than anything else. So I'll be back once I've cut it and get started. No, I'm not going to have you sit here and watch me put every piece of every drill on this. What I'll do is I'll do a section and show you until I get finished. Okay, I started my little square. I'm going to definitely deviate from it, but this is as far as I've gotten so far. And I'm using the Aurora Borealis blue drills, the blue square drills. I have a few packs of these, or a few of them, a few tubes of those in different shades of blue. So that is what I'm going to focus on now. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have other colors in there, but I'm gonna start out with the blue. So I just wanted to give you an update on what I've done so far. Like I said, I deviated from the squares. I haven't figured out what I'm doing yet. I will do a little bit more and I'll show you the progress. Okay, I'm back for give you another little shot of as far as I've come. I'm always trying to make something so much harder than it is. So I'm playing around with these drills to see if I can make this maybe like an optical illusion or 3D. So this is as far as I've come so far. It's not looking too bad. This is not easy trying to, get a pattern and then put it in 4 different sides. But anyway, this is as far as I've come so far. We're going to see what happens. Once I get all of the dark blue on, I'm going to see what it looks like, and if it's giving me the vision that I have, then I'll come back and fill in with a lighter blue. Anyway, I'll be back. So when I was researching pictures, and I came across the diamonds, and I went ahead and printed those and thought I was going to use it. Then I thought that was going to be a little bit too hard, so I looked at squares, and I saw this one, and that's the one I looked at, but I didn't think I could pull it off. But I think I did pull it off. This was the optical illusion I was trying to go for. I wasn't too sure when I looked at this that I could do it, but it can be done. This was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. I make things complicated than they have to be when it comes to these crafts, because I had to make sure I had the right amount of drills. But anyway, that's the effect that I was looking for, and I pulled it off. So my next video, I should be completely finished. All I'm going to do is the white. I'm going to use these. I'm not even going to use 3 colors. I think, well, I haven't decided yet. We'll see. Because I do have a shade between this one and the dark one that can go in here. But this is as far as I've come, and it looks like it's going to work. And then I'll get this done, and then I can just glue it on that bag. So I'll be back. I completely finished this design, and it came out pretty good. I'm happy with it. So now I need to seal it, and you can seal the diamond art with Mod Podge, polyurethane. I use this little painting sealer, which I only have a little bit left. I'm going to just pour a little bit on here, and then I'm just going to brush it on, and then let it dry really good. It doesn't take a lot of this. And this actually is a sealer for Diamond Art. Okay, and I just want to make sure these stay on because this is definitely not going to be in a frame. It's going to be on a bag, so we want to make sure these drills hold on. Okay, and I pretty much finished that. Okay, this will dry nice and clear. It should not affect the look. Okay, and then when I come back, I will go ahead and cut it. I'm gonna let this dry probably for a day. I'm gonna come back and cut it, and then I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna glue it onto the tote bag. Well, I'm at the end of this project. The first thing I did was I went ahead and I ironed this tote bag so that it's nice and flat. And then I'm going to put a piece of parchment paper in the middle of it. I'm going to lay that down real flat, and that's only because when I glue it on, I don't want the glue to go to the back of the bag. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Want to make sure this is nice and straight. Okay, because I'm going to put this right in the center. All right, so here I have my little design. It has dried. I'm going to go ahead and just cut this one side off. Okay, and then I'm going to put it right about there. Okay, for this glue, I'm going to use my go-to, which is Well Bond. It pretty much sticks everything. It dries clear. It looks like Elmer's glue, but it's a whole lot stronger than Elmer's glue. And it dries clear and it adheres really, really well. So, just gonna turn this over. And I am going to pour this on and try to get all of the edges really good. I don't know if you can see this, but I don't want to move the tote bag because I got the tote bag sitting in a really good position. And then you can use a brush, but I use my fingers. The main thing is making sure you get the ends, because you don't want the ends to come up. So always get a lot of glue on the ends. Okay, so if you can see that. Yeah, I'm just going to put this, try to place it in the middle. And that's about in the middle of where those handles are. Okay. And I'm just going to press it down firm. It's okay if that glue comes through because it will come on the parchment paper, so it won't stick to the back. And then when I open it up, you're not going to see, you'll probably see a little shiny spot where the glue is, but nothing else comes through. All right, so that's what it's looking like now. It's pretty much finished. It just has to dry, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up. This is not something that's hard to do. This one was a little hard only because of the pattern that I did, but you can do this with anything. You can actually do this with a Diamond Art kit and just cut it out when you're finished and glue it on the tote bag. So I like the way this came out. This was just a practice one, but I think I know somebody that's going to want this one. So anyway, everyone have a great day. Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and keep watching for my videos. I'm still working on that. The special for 2026 is to try to come up with some crafts ideas using only supplies I have in the house. So far, I'm doing good. This is August, and I made it through August. The only thing I know, I'm not going to make it through Christmas because I already have a different idea for Christmas crafts. But for the most part, it's supplies I have around the house. Have a great day.